Welcome on the newly announced Royal Raven. Zer0 joins us on the program. Trey, it's been 4 months since you've been in a starting role. What's the feeling like right now?
Glad to be back. It's been, I worked it out. It's been just over 3 months that I haven't been on a starting roster. 3 months since I've had a scrim.
Hmm.
3 months since I've played a domination. It's pretty crazy. It's actually gone like really, really quick, which I didn't think it'd been this long, but it's definitely the longest I've ever been away from competing ever. And to be honest, waking up every day it was boring, like not getting to scrim and whatnot. Like I play like Warzone, my girl and her friend and like that. That's fun. That's probably what passed the time the most, to be honest with you. And then I play tens at night time. But not scrimming, not having any progression with the team is always like frustrating. That's probably the worst thing I'll take away from it is just not being able to practice, get better with a team, and show your talents, show what you've got. I didn't My dropping wasn't really skill based in my opinion. It was we'll get into that, but it
Sure.
wasn't like I didn't feel like I'm bad play. I'm 22 years old. I've still got it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Sure. Absolutely. Well, you talk about waking up every morning. Wait, you're still in New York, is that right?
Still in New York, yeah.
So I feel like, well, at this moment, your kind of day to day probably has been difficult because you talk about like you haven't been able to scrim. Plus, with the current pandemic that's going on, that's got to be difficult, right? Because you're constantly wanting to kind of show off, or at least in this moment, you have this, like you said, 3 to 4 month period where you're not really doing a whole lot in terms of scrimmaging. You're not really having that kind of guaranteed schedule. I know you kind of hit on it a little bit, but what kind of has that process been like for you, given the day to day, given the fact that you have to stay inside? Obviously, you're in New York, which obviously is not the greatest place to be considering the current
It
circumstances.
ain't the
But
best, no. It ain't the
what has
best.
that day to day been like a little bit?
I mean, it's like you said, anyone that's in the same boat is like a sub knows how hard it is to get your practice, get on, and to be honest, find the motivation. Once like a month or two passed, I didn't get on a team. It was like I might be I might be done for the rest of the year, and I came to realization of that. Like I wasn't upset, I wasn't mad. I was just you just have to realize like you just have to come to the realization that all right, maybe I wasn't that good. Maybe I wasn't the right fit for the team or something like that. So what I done was just got on every day and grinded, got on every day and grinded. And personally, in my opinion, I've got way better. Um, I'm still keeping up the same grind. I'm still coming on every
Mm.
single day. That's not going to stop. I've got to maintain what I've managed to achieve again.
Sure.
I don't want anyone thinking I'm slacking. I've got a great opportunity here, and I need to fulfill my expectations, and I need to fulfill everyone else's expectations on London, the players, and the fans. So that's what
Well,
I'm here
on
to do.
topic with the Royal Ravens, right? When did those conversations exactly start to kind of begin with the team?
Literally like 4 days ago.
Were you reached out
Literally.
to by like a player? Was it a GM situation? How did that go?
So me and Scraps, obviously we're like really good friends.
Right.
That's I claim two people as my duo. I know as two people, but me and Ben Bance, great friends, one of my best friends, and Matty, one of my best friends, and I've achieved great things with both of them. So I always speak to them too. And me and Matty are still good friends. And Matt offered me to join their team at the start of the year, and I said no. Um, Obvious reasons, like I had my New York thing going on. I really want to play here. I love New York. It's great. So yeah, like that's the only reason you haven't seen me as a Raven for since the start of the year. Otherwise, you would have. Um, but now he hit me up like 4 days ago saying like, "Yo, we want you to play for us. Like, let's run it back. Let's do great things." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then boom, got my agent on it. My agent's fantastic. I love him. Uh, we had the GM of London, Swizz. He was fantastic, and everything was so smooth, so clean, and everyone in New York was unreal as well. It was so professional. It's actually unreal. I've never been a part of something so clean. And you see it like everyone here has seen my career. It's not been the
Mhm.
cleanest, my red reserve thing. Like that was like the best thing I've ever been a part of. Like
Right.
it was unreal. So shout out to everyone for helping me out with that.
Now, I know you kind of already hinted at it a little bit, but at the start of the CDL season, I know you kind of discussed how it was kind of your decision to not really join alongside the Royal Ravens. But as time kind of started to go on, was it odd a little bit to kind of see, as you labeled, kind of what friends, former teammates, all grouping up on the London Royal Ravens while you were away in New York?
I mean, it was kind of my decision, like I've always said like I need to try and branch away and try and like make my own way. Like a European team is a European team if they want to stay team, and I just try making my own way. I tried doing my own thing, and like I don't think New York was the right fit for me. Like the game didn't help it being at the start of it. I thought it was going to be like a second AR. It turned out to
Sure.
be a 4 sub meta, so that didn't really help me out. And then just just playing with him as well. Like I could just tell it was like kind of an awkward situation. I was definitely the odd man out. That's the way it works in this situation. But yeah, I see like the London team when it formed. I knew it was going to happen because I knew their team before. Obviously, I lived with Matt and they came over in the off season, so I knew what was going to
Sure.
happen. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's no regrets in my situation. Like I joined New York. It wasn't like a forced decision. It was my own decision. So I don't regret not joining London. I just there's no regret in it. Like I'm glad I've gone through my
Right.
process to realize what I need to do to be a better player, be a better teammate.
Right. And in retrospect, I know that you've obviously opened up about the benching situation with the subliners. Do you think there was anything else? Like I said, in retrospect, kind of taking a look back, do you think there was anything else that could have been done to keep you on that team, to keep you in that starting lineup for them?
I mean, without diving too much into it, like
Sure.
obviously there's some background things that people don't need to hear. I'm not here to talk bad on anyone's name or anything like that. I feel like the best way to put it is we didn't click in game. I feel like me and Donnie didn't click the most. I joined like
Sure.
Lamar and Atacha, like a best friend duo. Lamar and Donnie have teamed before and seen a bit of success. Seconds and whatnot. And Tommy, our team with Tommy, but like it's different. Like that phase team that we made was like different. Like we joined knowing that we were like kind of like some scraps. What I'm saying? And we had to make the most of it. This one was like a brand new thing. But I think the best way to put it is like the game didn't help us at the start, and me and Donnie, like we get along out of game. Me and Donnie, like I can chill with Donnie all night. Just in-game team with him, we probably don't get along, which is perfectly fine. That
Sure.
happens. What I'm saying? So
Right.
like I'm not gonna say anything bad about him because I actually like them all. But yeah, the best way to put it is we didn't click as a team, and me and Donnie didn't get along in game. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, like I said, it comes down to the London home series. Post that, obviously, as we've kind of been discussing, that kind of waiting period ends up kind of coming about. Obviously, you're now in the London Royal Ravens. What do you think was the biggest factor for why, as you labeled it, Scraps decided to reach out to you? Why do you think that what you were the person that he reached out to in the first place?
I think it's more of a see. I'm like I said in it. I'm 22 years old. I don't see myself as like a Clay, a Karim, a veteran like that. But I see
Sure.
myself as a veteran in terms of how long I've been playing and the success I've seen.
Hmm.
I feel like I've been a part of a top 5 team for the past like 3-4 years. So, and 2 of those years were with Matt. So I think it's like on his behalf, it's like, like maybe like they said to me, they said they need a fifth that's like more vocal, more like can help us out a bit more, like in the clutch situations. And that's why I feel like he's picked me up because he's had success with me before, and I feel like I am the perfect fit for this team. We've been scrimming. I am Joe. That is me. I was Joe. We scrimmed for 2 days, and like the difference that they said I was making was like it's great to hear. And a few people have said it. Like RCT on Twitter said helping Dill play better. So that's a great thing to see. I joined this team knowing that I had to be a bit faster. Like I've been a sub my whole career. I've been a sub player my whole career. It's just the times that I have been a main. It's just I feel like I'm just that versatile that I just can do any position like that. Um, like I've seen more success as a main. Yeah, everyone's correct about that. But people are forgetting my World War II, my Black Ops 4 at the start. Like I
Sure.
wasn't bad as a sub. I was good. Like I swapped from a flex in World War II to become a sub, and that's when
Right.
we started seeing way more success. And that's what everyone's going to see here. So I see a lot of delusional comments on Reddit and Twitter and whatnot saying, "Oh my God, they've picked up another AR." No, I can be a sub. Just let me have my time. And I've had 4 months to use a submachine gun.
Mhm.
I am good. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about the pace of this team. Me and Dill are sprinting next to each other. Don't worry about that. All right. We got Brad, we got Sean, we got Matt. Like we're good. Don't worry about that. Me and Dill are holding hands and running at you. Everyone.
So it's fair to say if Zero could have his way, it's like that you could change the meta, do whatever you want. Would you rather have the AR or are you happy with the SMG in your hands?
I'm
If you
happy with
have
the
the
S.
choice.
I'm happy with the SMG. I love running sub, and it's just like my career. I've been determined as a flex, and I can run both like to a very very high standard, and like that's what teams want. A team want a versatile player like that, just in case like their flex is not doing anything, and I am a sub. They try and pick me up. It's like, oh, we need a flex player. Okay, I can do that, but you've got me running next to Dylan Cod. Like I've played with this guy. I played against this guy. Like he is the real deal. You know, uh, a bit of guidance on his side of things, and he'll be unreal. You know what I'm saying? He already is, but just like over the
Sure.
past few days, I've gave a bit of insight to everyone, and it's been great. You know, like they've all listened, and we've implemented it, and it's been great. Like there's a lot of things that are going right, and I'm happy.
It's good. That's happy. I'm glad to hear that. That's for sure. Especially kind of given the circumstances and the way that things have kind of gone. I'm glad to hear that things are starting to work out much better than they previously were. Obviously, you've had the opportunity, right, to watch, gather information on multiple teams as you've been watching these home series. What do you think has led to the recent London struggles, if you will, just in terms of placements, right? These have been what, three events outside of the top four. Anything from your outside perspective as you've been watching these events, anything that you think has kind of been the cause, things that they maybe were struggling in, that you now fix considering the way the last three events have gone for them?
I feel like a lot of it might be down to communication, because like when I did join him in the past 2 days, like I've just from my own like seeing and hearing, it's like we got to small talk a bit more, and like the mid. They were saying to me that their like mid game like changes, clutches, and stuff like that weren't the best. Like it was
Mhm.
inconsistent. So me coming in, like I feel like I'm a clutch player. My comms are really good. Um, so I'm gonna help out in that aspect. You know, I think I think Jerd's a good player. You know, I really do. Um, but like I said, it's the team environment. You know, Judge's not a very vocal player. Everyone knows
Mhm.
this. You know, I've teamed with Judge. You know, he is vocal, but like not in terms of like leading it like that. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? I had to do it on Phase last year, like, and I am sorry to the old Phase team. Like, I was a bit heated at times, you know, because I've never done the leadership or anything like that before. But I
Mhm.
feel like I'm perfecting it to a bit. I'm not trying to join this team as a leader. I'm just I try and give a bit more input on a constructive criticism side of things.
Now, obviously, the main focus for you and your team now is the Seattle home series happening this weekend. Would eager be the right word to use for you right now, considering the way that this wait has been for you? Would eager be the right word coming into this event?
Yeah, eager and intrigued would be the best
Intrigued.
words to
Okay.
use because, like I said, I've been out of the game for a while. You know what I'm saying? Feel like I feel like I haven't been on. I felt like I haven't been in a tournament this year, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So eager and intrigued is the best way to put it because we know how long we've got before this thing, and we know how long we've got before like we need to master it. You know, we got. I started scrimming with these guys Monday. We only had 4 days, and the servers went down today, so we haven't scrimmed yet today. Like we know, like this weekend's gonna be like we need to like do everything proper right now. Like no mistakes in the next 4 days. You know what I'm saying? So we know what's coming up. I'm getting some S&D practice in later. Like I said, I ain't played S&D or domination in 4 months. You know, so
Sure.
like we just got to bear with me on that point. But I'm not stupid. You know, so I know what I need to do. I know what needs to be done. So like I said, hopefully this weekend we can come out with some fire, and I know everyone's eager to play. I know everyone wants to win, so I can't wait to play. Yeah, eager is definitely the right word to use.
What's been your assessment on the topic of scrimmages? I know right now you've been kind of talking to me about it through DMs about how the servers have been down, but regardless of that, your assessment for the way the team has looked in the scrimmages. Obviously, I haven't had a whole lot of time, but what's kind of been your evaluation for the way the team has maybe improved, the way that they've looked coming into Seattle?
I mean, they told me they definitely feel like they've improved a bit more, like being with me. Um, and it's just I like playing with these guys. You know what I'm saying? I know they're all hungry. None of them have ever won a chip before. I've only won one, and that was a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? We all want to win again. Um, there's a reason why everyone competes and everyone wants to win. But the hunger these guys show, like the arguments we get into, it all shows that everyone's hungry to win. And shout out to the coaches as well, Shane, Joe, and Dom. Like uh, the 2 days that I've spent with them has been like unreal. They're doing a great job and just like helping us out and guiding us around what to do. And if there is like a heated debate, it's all calmed down. We get a VOD on, we watch it. So it's like it's what happened with my New York team as well. Like both teams I've been in has had like the right coaching staff, and that really does help a team in terms of like calming things down and just watching over a VOD and just making sure everyone's doing the right thing.
Now, talking on the teams, what in your pool for the event, one of those teams happens to be the New York Subliners. Is that a match you hope happens?
Do I hope it happens? Yeah. Do I care if it happens? No. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no. I don't want to say bad blood. It's not like I would love to play him. I've got
Sure.
a lot of things to prove. If I win that, it's a big like, haha. But like I say, I'm not. I don't really hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
really. I don't really think too much about what's happened in the past because if I did, then a lot of things have happened in my career, so I don't like I'd be
Right.
overthinking, you know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
like I would love to play him. I hope the matchup happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm not gonna think about it too much. If they lose to Seattle, then we beat LAG, then it is what it is. If vice versa, So
Sure.
all I know is I'm excited to play again, and regardless who's in front of me, I'm gonna go 110%.
Right. What's kind of been your interpretation of the new guy of Mac Melts, right? Obviously, he's been playing pretty well for New York. I know, kind of given the replacement, if you will, the way that he's been kind of looking has been pretty stellar. What's kind of been your opinion on kind of what seems to be the new guy on the block?
I mean, I know he's good. You know what I'm saying? I know everyone like most of the AMP players are coming up this year, and a lot of pros say like MP5, Modern Warfare, Rise of the AMs, but
Sure.
these guys are good. It's just I know this game isn't very smart, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Mac, he's came in. I'm not saying he's not smart by the way, so don't anyone like make a Reddit clip or anything like that. Like I know Mac's good. Like I've been told, I've seen, like I even done a tweet, like I'm not salty that he's took my spot.
Right.
I done a tweet saying Mac Melts has done absolutely unreal things or something like that. He's helped out the subliners so much, and I'm happy for them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still my friends on that team. I'm happy for them that they're finding a bit more success with someone else. There was obviously a reason I was one that got dropped.
Right.
So um, yeah, I mean Mac's a good player. I've played with him in tens and like that. Like there's no bad blood between me and him. I think
Sure.
he's a good player. So yeah, I mean I hope I come against him. So it'll be a good matchup. In terms of that aspect. And but other than that, yeah, I think the AM players that are coming up are all good players. It just takes a bit of guidance from someone, and
Right.
Mac had the right guidance with accuracy. Lamar, I team with him. He's a good leader. He's great. He tells you what to do, and like I said, it's unfortunate that none of that worked out on our side of things.
Right.
But like I said, now I'm back. I don't really care.
Exactly.
I got another team
Right.
to build with and beat people with. It's great.
So how exactly are you viewing this tournament personally, right? Does it kind of feel like the chains in some ways have been lifted now that you're with a group that you feel confident in, a group that you are familiar with in London?
Change lifted is definitely a great way of putting it. Because with the way the season goes, or with the way the league is, it's like, and how everyone's salary capped and whatnot. Like everyone knows everyone's on like a decent salary. You know what I'm saying? Like I took a salary cut to play for London, and that's like this is how much I really want to fucking. Sorry for swearing, but
Worries. No
this is
worries.
how much I really want to play again.
Yeah.
I don't care about the money. I care about winning. And the salary cap like really stopped a lot of trades happening this year. Whereas Gunless wouldn't be on the bench, or Saints wouldn't be on the bench, or there's a lot of good players on the bench, and the salary cap kind of stopped that from happening.
Sure.
And that's just how it is. And I said to my girlfriend when I got dropped, like after a month of just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, she was like, are you good? I'm like, I'm probably not gonna play for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it is. I don't really care. I'm gonna miss out on a lot of things, but I'll be back next year. You know, that's the way it goes. Like there's no way I don't get a team next year. I'm way too
Right.
talented to not be on a team. And then I got the call up from London. I was like, right, that's it. Like I'm not letting this happen ever again. Like never. I can't sit. I can't do the same thing every day for 4 months doing absolutely nothing, no progress, no nothing.
Sure. It's definitely an interesting kind of talking point, just because there are a lot of people I feel who aren't kind of aware of the way that roster changes now work, because it's kind of an atmosphere of where people aren't realizing, hey, there is a salary cap in play. Hey, there is a difficulty at some moments where roster changes maybe aren't as easy as they used to be given the right circumstances. So I think it is going to be kind of an eye-opening period, I think, for the next few seasons for people to kind of realize, hey, this is the way that things are working. This is the way that things have to function for the future. And obviously, much like yourself, that kind of is an unfortunate but a realistic thing. Some players are going to have to take cuts at times if they want to join on new teams, if they want to kind of be maybe in a spot that they maybe have to be. Like, and this kind of works in regular sports as well, right? You have some teams where a player chooses to join a better one because of given the circumstances, rather than making more money on a roster that maybe wouldn't be as successful, if you kind of want to label it that way. But at least for now, right, your kind of movement toward the London Royal Ravens, I know we've kind of talked about it, but kind of your feeling now being with this team, it almost just kind of feels right. I'll be honest with you. It just kind of feels right to see Zer0 with just really a team that's labeled as the London Royal Ravens. It just makes sense. What's kind of your forecast, if you will, throughout the rest of the season? I'm not asking you to promise championships or anything like that, but just kind of in your internal feelings, what's kind of just your thought process moving forward throughout the season with these group of guys?
Like I said, I can't promise championships because you just can't. I can
Sure.
promise to do my best, and everyone else to promise to do their best to get a championship because that's how every team should be. You know, I'm gonna work my hardest to hopefully provide something towards a championship. And if we win one, like we win one, we're not gonna change. We're still gonna try and get better for the next. You know, that's the way it should
Sure.
be. Um, Ever since I got dropped from New York, all I was getting was tweets from like everyone like in the UK, like, "Yo, come to London, come to London, come to London." I'm like, I mean, if I could, I would. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, if I could do any sort of change, I would.
Yeah.
There's a few teams that I've asked to join that I play this weekend, you know, and I'm gonna prove to a lot of people why they should have at least tried getting me. You know what I'm saying? A
Mhm.
lot of my roster changes have been like stomped out, rubbed out. Like it's like I said to everyone, like you got to understand we're not in the CWL anymore. We're in the CD. We're in a franchise league. We're
Mhm.
owned by really, really large people, like big, big, big billionaires. This isn't like get dropped, contract torn up, or like, oh yeah, he can go for 50K. That's fine. Like we're dealing with something serious here. We're
Right.
dealing with like 300K buyouts right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This
Sure.
isn't like everyone needs to understand. Like anyone that watches this or a Reddit thread or anything like that, everyone needs to understand. You will not see many roster movements unless people take like big pay cuts or an org just let someone go for just because they feel like they've like out like they feel like they've done him wrong or something like that. Like you will not see many roster movements this year, next year, the year after. You know what I'm saying? This is this
Mhm.
is this is a new time. This is a real new time. And I had to come to a realization of that as well because just look at me, I was sat on a bench for 3 months.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that go wrong in the scene in terms of that way. Uh Not everyone's gonna get a starting spot like Gunless. I think Gunless is unreal. I'd love to play with Gunless. I love playing with Gunless on Team Pine. You know, that was our little thing going
Right.
on.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. That was great. Um, but yeah, like Gunless might be on the bench for the rest of the year. That's just the way it goes. No matter how good
Mhm.
you are, no matter how bad you are, like you're probably on the bench. It's
Yeah.
just how it goes. So
It's the
everyone needs to stop with this. Go here, go here, go here, because it does get frustrating
right.
because you do want to go somewhere but you can't. It's so bad.
Well, that is the newly motivated and newest member of the London Royal Ravens. That's Zer0. Trey, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck at the Seattle home series.
Thank you very much.